Hello students. Again a very important question as far as JEE Advanced is concerned. This question and topic is from fluid mechanics and a frequent doubt raised by the students. This is for time required to completely empty the tank. That's the question. I will not discuss the question which is written in front of you. I am not going to discuss directly this question. Rather, I will try to explain you the concept first, and then we will come back to this particular question. So, if you remember Torricelli's theorem, if we have a container of uniform cross-sectional area, let's say we have a container of uniform cross-sectional area and it has a very small orifice at the bottom, and let that container is filled up to certain height of capital H. We assume that the height of container is capital H. The area at the top of container, the top area is capital A. Capital A is the area of container. Small a, the area of orifice, that is a very small orifice, this area, and the liquid will start coming out of it. The liquid will start coming out of it, and we want to calculate the time in which the complete liquid stored in this container will be drained out. That's my question. In what time this liquid will drain out of this container? So let's say this is t equals to 0. We will consider the situation after certain time now. I will consider the situation after certain time. Let after a time of t, after t seconds, you have a small h height of the liquid. Small h is the level of liquid here, and in that case, at t seconds, when the level of liquid is small h, the speed with which liquid will come out of this container is given by square root of 2gh. That's Torricelli's theorem. So that's Torricelli's theorem, which says that if the level of liquid inside the container is small h, then the speed with which liquid comes out through a very small orifice is square root of 2gh. Area of this orifice is small a, so that's area A into the speed of liquid with which it comes out, root of 2gh. It gives you volume flow rate, so you can write it d by dt of V. That's the volume flow rate. If capital V is the volume, so it gives the rate of change of volume. From calculus point of view, you will consider a negative sign here for the reason that volume of liquid inside a container decreases as a function of time. For that reason, I will take a negative sign here. And you can write this volume of container in terms of, you can write the volume of liquid in terms of this height h and the area of container. So the container has area capital A, height of liquid is h. You can put this V equals to area into height h, and now you get minus a root 2gh equals to, you will substitute this volume here, a into h, you will get a times dh by dt, and now dh over square root of h is minus small a over capital A root of 2g and then dt, and rest all is mathematics now, that you will substitute the limit of time from 0 to t and the height h, which was originally capital H, and after t seconds that height becomes small h. So I will not integrate now. I leave this integration for you. You solve this, you try to integrate these functions, and then you will get the h as a function of time. For complete time required, which is the question, to completely empty the tank, for that you will simply put h equals to 0 and you get the value of time where the container will be completely drained out. So this was a fundamental question. But this question, why it is fundamental, and why it is considered to be a very basic question, it's all because the cross-sectional area of the container is throughout uniform. There is no change in the cross-sectional area. Now we will come back to the problem. In this question, which is in front of you, it is on similar concept. The only difference is now we have a container which is in the form of spherical shape, hemisphere. You have a hemispherical container now. Instead of cylindrical container, we have a hemispherical container, and that has a very small orifice at the bottom, that is area of small a. So there is a very small orifice at the bottom, and this spherical container is filled by some liquid. So this is a spherical container. Let's say the radius of container is capital R. So it is completely filled. So this is the moment t equal to 0. This small a is the orifice through which the liquid will come out of this container. The liquid will come out, and when the liquid will start coming out, when the liquid starts to come out of this container, the level inside this container will start to decrease. So after time t, right, after certain time t, situation will be something like this. Oh, sorry, there must be orifice at the bottom. So let the level has reduced now. After certain time, the level will be less than the initial level. Suppose that this level is now h. Right? At this moment, the speed of liquid through this orifice, according to the Torricelli's theorem, will be similarly root of 2gh as per Torricelli theorem. Notice that area of this orifice is small a. This orifice has an area of small a. So you can define in the same way, minus of that a into root 2gh is nothing but d by dt of volume. That's the same process. Now the only difference is you have to write the volume of this portion of liquid. That's the main challenge in this question. The only challenge in this question is to find this volume of liquid in the hemispherical container. That's the main challenge. And this calculation of volume is actually mathematics now. It's not the part of physics. How to calculate the volume of hemisphere, or how to calculate the volume of a part of hemisphere or any other 3D object. That's a completely mathematical concept. Right? Still I will try to explain how can we find this volume. That I will assume a differential disk in this hemisphere. Let's see is the center of hemisphere. From there I move downward by y distance, and I consider a disk of thickness dy. I can find the volume of this dy portion, because this dy portion can be, if you focus on this dy portion, then this dy portion can be considered as a very small cylinder of height dy. This portion can be considered as a cylinder whose height is dy, and the radius of this cylinder will be, that is this radius, small r, radius of this cylinder or elementary disk, this radius can be obtained by the Pythagoras theorem, because this total radius is capital R, this is y. So you can find out this radius now through Pythagoras theorem, and this radius is square root of capital R square minus y square. I will denote dv, d of v, as a volume of this differential part. dv is volume of this differential part, and we can find dv now. So this is my equation 1. Now I will find dv. So dv is the volume of this elementary disk, which is like a cylinder. So you can write dv equals to pi square of the radius, which is r square minus y square, into the height of cylinder, that is dy, pi r square h. That's the volume formula for a cylinder, and this elementary disk is similar to a cylinder, and therefore dv equals to pi r square h. In order to find the volume of liquid, you have to integrate this expression now, and you will integrate this expression by putting proper limits of y. Notice that we are finding volume from this level to this level. That is our calculation. So this must be the upper limit of y, that is, this is the limit of y, and this length will be capital R minus h, and the other limit of y should be to the bottom of orifice, that is R. And if you simplify this, if you integrate and apply the mathematical concepts, you will find this volume as pi into h square into r minus h cube by 3. That's your second equation now. Now what you have to do, you substitute this volume expression. You substitute this volume expression in this differential equation. And when you substitute this volume expression in this differential equation, you will get a result which is, you have to substitute this volume in the equation 1, you will get a result which will be a differential equation between h and t. You will get a similar expression like this, and then by same process put the limits, you will find the value of h as a function of time, and your question is done. So I am not going to write anything further here. I leave this working for you. Just substitute this value of volume in the equation 1, get a differential equation between small h and time t. Through differential equation, you can find the function of that small h for time t. In that function, you put small h equals to 0 to know the value of time when the container is completely empty, completely drained out. That's the question. After you do all your working, after you complete your mathematical part, you will get option C as the correct answer to this question. Right. So this was the concept from fluid mechanics. I hope it will help you to understand such kind of questions where you need to find the time of draining out of container, or time in which the level will reduce from a given value to another value. Right? Remember this concept. This is the differential equation. Every time you have to write this equation. From shape and size of container, the fact which changes from one question to the other question is this volume expression. I hope it is clear to you. Still, if you find any difficulty, you are always free to ask me. You can write your doubt in the comment box, or you can drop message to me. Till then, take care, stay at home, stay safe. Bye bye.